Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
And then he couldn't fire his glutes later.
Matt Hayes.
I'm not running over the Barnett Tower and heaving myself off.
And Leon Searcy.
Now, you come across that middle, you better have some meat on your bone.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Well, this football team's looking for somebody with meat on their bones. Someone with a little gumption, a little gut, a little courage to get this football team rolling in the right direction. They are in the HC Find One business, that's for sure, along with several others, including the Las Vegas Raiders, who bounced Antonio Pierce. Was it about this time yesterday in our show when it came out that he was going to be let go? And now there's already overtures from one Tom Brady to one Bill Belichick. We'll definitely follow that story a little bit. But we welcome you. Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday. We got plenty to get into today, that's for sure. And it'll center around everything that's really being said about this job and the other jobs that are out there in the National Football League that are wide open. And we got the football playoffs, both college and the NFL, that are coming up over the coming days, tomorrow through Monday. We got 3 days. Would you have loved to have played Monday Night Football, Leon, like a playoff game on Monday night?
On the show in town? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
That'd have been cool.
Oh, yeah. When the lights are bright, the big fella shines.
And people, you were undefeated on Monday night. I know that. People wonder, like, in the beginning when they first brought the playoff action to Monday night, well, wait a minute, that's going to be an unfair advantage. Only 6 days. You know, the way the NFL schedule works, they'd have to play on Sunday. But like you just said, it's an opportunity to be under the lights. And I like it. I think Monday Night Football for playoffs has been great. It really has. Yeah. All right, so the main topic continues to be what is going to happen now. And there's still a lot of chatter out there about where this football team may go with their head coaching search, and beyond that, if they are having trouble getting a head coach to show interest, real interest in this position, do they need to look back inside the building? And I think that's the biggest talking point right now. I don't know if it's the biggest concern, because as far as we can tell, Khan isn't concerned about his front office. Would you agree with that? He ain't concerned about it. He's given Baalke, or not given, he's left Baalke at the controls. You're giving him
way too much credit. I think he's ambivalent to the whole thing, honestly.
Well, no, I'm just saying. I
truly believe that he's like, all right, I got this guy. This guy's going to deal with it.
Right. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah.
The last two coaching searches, the one I thought I nailed it, and I told everyone I nailed it. I got it right. It literally blew up in my face, being Herb, right? And then the next one took 5 weeks, and we were the embarrassment of the league. Now I think he's at the point of, screw it. Just let him deal with it. I don't care.
Yeah, it's funny, though, because after the Herb embarrassment, Trent Baalke did conduct the search, and Shad and Tony were in on those meetings, and they went through a carousel of coaches' interviews, including Doug to begin with and Doug to end, and then they finally settled on him, and it took close to 2 months for them to actually do that. But anyway, there's a lot of stuff that's out there right now, and again, the reporting's going to be fast and furious because everyone's trying to figure out who's going to land the big fish. What's it going to take to get that prized head coach, whoever it might be? Ben Johnson's the flavor of the day.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable with my owner just being that way, Matt Hayes, if that's the case. I mean, he's
my opinion.
He's projecting himself to be the type of owner where, I just let him deal with that, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want Jerry Jones. I want something in between. I mean, because that presser made me feel dumber, and as far as how Shad has his hand on this team, or the understanding of football operations and drafting and free agents and all that kind of stuff, because he seemed to be taking notes or have been given notes. I mean, you're the owner. You own this thing. I mean, you're in a business. Listen, you're a billionaire. First of all, I'm not in any means saying he's incompetent, because you don't earn that kind of incompetent.
He's a brilliant man.
But when I'm saying when it comes to football, that he's being misinformed by the people that he's got around him. And that's unfortunate. And he doesn't look the part based upon the guys that he's got in front of him.
Look, I love the stash. You see the stash, it just screams cool, okay? It screams, I got this. Don't mess with me type of stuff. And
I guess.
Yeah, well, it
You're
does.
like a sucker for things like that.
Yeah.
You totally are.
But I'm saying, I look at him like, that's one cool-looking cat. I don't think too many people would argue with that.
I don't disagree, but you let things go because cool little things like that.
Don't you put that label on me. But anyway, once once you get past the stash, you do have to show. In other words, he's been hugely successful, so the stash makes him look that much cooler. Well, now you can't hide behind the stash. You can't. He even has a company.
You can't hide behind what's going on in the field, man.
Yeah. Well,
by the way, TLD would back me on that. Just FYI.
Yeah. No, she would not. No, she would not. But
he can't hide the results in the field.
No,
there's no doubt about that.
I need to repeat myself. I am not saying that he is cool with what he's done with his football team. I'm just saying the man looks cool. That's it.
He does.
Okay.
I'll give him that.
And then on Monday, he looked lost. There's no getting away from that. And unprepared and maybe unwilling to change and seek a result. And I keep maintaining that you can make money whether you're a loser or not in the National Football League. And there are a few places that you can do that. But it's also fun to make money and win. And it's a novel idea. And I would like for him to embrace that novel idea.
You remember how I said that I had this notion that once NIL hit these kids, would you be the lion in the zoo or the lion in the jungle? Mm-hmm. And which one is he?
Right now he's because he's going to get fed.
He's going to get fed either way. Yeah. He's going to get fed.
You're right.
He's going to absolutely eat because of the contracts and everything else that goes on along with the NFL. Mm-hmm. But if you're going to be that, just tell us. Just say, listen, I'm the lion in the zoo. I'm a fat cat. I'm going to eat every 3 squares a day. Or are you going to go out there and get people around you that want to go hunt and make you look good? You know what I'm saying? That go get up every morning and take upon the challenge of making this franchise better.
Yeah.
That's what I'm concerned with.
So the idea is floating around that Trent Baalke is in his position currently, but if there were rough waters ahead and they couldn't necessarily land the guy they wanted or the guy they wanted mandated change, whatever the case may be, that there could be change that could happen. I'm a non-believer right now. I can't help but fall into that category because I've just seen enough that's left me puzzled, dismayed, disenchanted, all these things where I don't think change of that kind would come. So here's Tony Pauline. He was on Jaguars Today earlier today, and he said that Baalke might, and this is the talking point that's been out there, that whole retirement talk or a different position. So this is Tony Pauline, who is a draft guru when it comes to knowledge of players coming into the league. But here's his thoughts on that from Jaguars Today.
The rumor mill is he's going to, people feel, a couple people told me this, they feel he's going to retire. They'll pick a new GM. He'll get a new position. He'll either be a consultant or he'll have a new position within the organization. There was no timeline given to me on this. I don't know when it's going to take place, but that is the feeling amongst a lot of people in the league. And Baalke's a survivor. It's unbelievable how this guy survives, regime after regime where he's the general manager and these teams have terrible seasons. And I think a lot of people were surprised that he was kept around after such a terrible season when Coach Peterson was fired. But then that's Trent Baalke's history.
It's so interesting.
I'm not buying it.
Yeah.
It's just musical chairs. Mm-hmm. That's all. You move him to another position, you bring in the GM.
I don't want him still in place.
Exactly.
Once you're gone, get the hell out.
Thank you. That's just musical chairs.
Yes.
That means he's above the new GM?
Exactly. It's a facade. I'm not buying it.
Man.
No, as long as he's not moving around the corner to the coach's office. That's
Do
the only
you
thing
really
I'm
think
worried
that if Trent Baalke is still in the building, he's not going to have any say-so in the decision-making of this football team?
Yeah.
Stop it.
You know he will, man.
Of course he is.
And just to remind people, and I know you guys, all of Duval, you diehard Jaguar fans, you certainly know this, but just going back in time, there was a Dave Caldwell run franchise as the GM, and then there was a Gus Bradley and then a transfer of power to Doug Marrone. Doug Marrone gets the job. They bring in Tom Coughlin, and they make Tom Coughlin the VP, Vice President of Football Operations. Well, that press conference included the intro of Doug Marrone as the official coach, replacing Gus Bradley from that interim label, and then bringing back Tom. And the classic line was, he won over the press conference, basically, I want to win lunch. And it was just a great line. Everyone was fired up and everything was gleeful and this and that. Well, then they go in, they make it to the AFC Championship game, successful 17. Well, everything falls apart after that, and TC gets canned. Well, then Caldwell is back in that spotlight. And that's when Shad says to Dave, you got to go get somebody to come in here and help improve this front office. Enter Trent Baalke. That's when he walked in the building. And so Shad makes that decision. I love Herb from afar. He was a killer in Big Ten land. I'm going to hire him. Well, Baalke becomes now the guy next to him. And Shad said it the other day in the presser. Both reported to him. We all know it was a disaster. And so little by little, Trent, it's like the Pac-Man video game. He's just eating everybody else up.
Right.
Okay?
The whole thing is he should have been gone when Dave Caldwell was gone.
No. That's when he entered.
That's
You need to remember
initially.
this now. You need to remember that's when he just barely came in, okay?
I know it was,
Yeah.
but if Dave Caldwell brought him in to help him,
Yeah.
and it just got worse, he should have been gone too.
Yeah, it's
But the problem is the guy all the way at the top
yeah.
didn't want to hire two people. Didn't want to have to deal with that nonsense.
Look, he's not cleaned house all at once. I totally can't argue with that. I'm not even trying to argue with that. I'm just simply laying the table for whether or not they will make this type of decision. So there's Tony Pauline. Let's get to Pete Prisco coming up here in just a second, at least get an idea of what he's thinking, what a few others are saying, including Albert Breer, who still puts out the possibility this could happen.
So your thought process, okay? And I'm kind of rolling with you because you are the guy that initially said one of the two is going to go. All right? Your
praying
thought
that
process is that Baalke stabbed Dave Caldwell in the back too. That
I'm
he's
telling you.
basically stabbed everyone in the back.
He's in my opinion, an underminer. Okay, he likes to swim in a sea of his success is everyone else's lack of success.
Boy, that karma eventually will come back.
I don't know. We'll find
And when
out.
it does, it bites very, very hard.
Now, the other half of this is that LaShawn McCoy, Shady, on the facility on FS1, came out with strong words about Trevor's performance and how that hurt Doug. So we'll get into all that coming up. Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday, we say thanks to them. You know, the weather right now, it warms up beautifully in the afternoon, especially if you like that different type of weather, because you're used to playing in 90-degree weather a lot, 80-degree weather, cool outerwear. Well, you can drop on by the Golf Club of Southampton and enjoy. Now, right now, memberships at country clubs are going up. Well, they can give you a great offer. Take advantage of it. Initiation fee, you pay the full 12-month commitment. You get $1,000 off. You get a $500 gift card right there in your hands to use in the pro shop. So check it all out at the Golf Club of Southampton. You can log on, golfsouthampton.com. It is XL Primetime talking about your next head coach in Duval.
Now, another classic moment in Jags history.
They're going to sack him again. Josh Allen got him again. Back at the 42-yard line. And the career sack leader for the Jacksonville Jaguars, Josh Allen.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Mia here for MyBookie, hoping everyone had a profitable NFL regular season betting weekend with MyBookie. College football playoff marches on with the Final Four. Notre Dame is favored by 1.5 over Penn State on Thursday. The over-under for that game is 47 points. The matchup suggests a relatively close contest. We know anything can happen. We're taking a look at betting the over here on points total after the offensive showing they both had in the quarterfinals. Friday night, Ohio State favored by 6 against Texas. The over-under here is at 53.5 points, indicating expectations for a bit of a higher scoring affair. The Buckeyes' lead in the spread might reflect confidence in their performance and also is likely to be where the betting public is putting their money. That 6-point line, though, that's pretty hefty. We'll look for Texas to cover the spread. Guys, if you haven't yet, sign up now at MyBookie and still get a 50% deposit bonus. That's half your money back on your very first deposit up to $1,000. Promo code 1010XL. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Mia here. Since 1982, Closets by Design has specialized in creating dream spaces for every budget. My designer, Frances, made the process so easy. She came to my house and designed a walk-in closet that's not only beautiful. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation at 800-293-3744 or visit closetsbydesign.com and take advantage of their 40% off New Year savings this month only, including 18 months special financing. Closets by Design.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $2,600 per ounce. Pay bills. Buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, well, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
The game where every yard counts. One player's performance stands out.
That's what you want from a leader.
Universal Roofing Contracting presents the Offensive Player of the Game.
Touchdown, what a throw.
On 1010XL.
Attention golfers, Hidden Hills Golf Club is an attractive destination for golfers all over the Southeast. You too will enjoy our classic Arnold Palmer design that will test your game and keep you coming back. Book a tee time at hiddenhillsgc.com.
Making a difference in our community for 2025? Paul Martinez here, President and CEO of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida. The Boys and Girls Clubs offers a safe environment to youth every day with homework assistance, a hot meal, career readiness, and character and leadership programs. 57% of club alumni say the Boys and Girls Club saved their lives. Help us grow our outreach as we serve the kids in our community throughout our 59 clubs. Go to bgcnf.org to donate and learn more.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and this month I want to talk to you about welcoming the winds of change in your life. But so often, when we see the winds of change coming our way, our immediate response is to fight it. Friends, when you see things in your life changing, when the winds of change are coming your way, don't fight it, but embrace it. Recognize that God is stirring you up so that you too can soar like an eagle.
For more inspiration, log on to stjohnthedivine.com.
Start the new year with a fresh look for your home. It's the Renewal by Andersen New Year's sales event. For a limited time, save 20% off on our energy-efficient windows and patio doors designed to keep your home comfortable year-round and your energy bills down. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation. But hurry, the special New Year's offer won't last. License number CGC 1527613.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's the Mangler.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Definitely digging a Wednesday, cooler weather. Temperatures dropping, man. Last night, tonight, we're talking about maybe some frost on the ground. If it's cold wherever you are, let us know. You can hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. I'm looking forward to no freeze. I don't know whether that's going to happen or not.
There's a little frost somewhere else this morning, I can tell you that.
Yeah, a little frosty is what you're saying? Yeah. Compared to this is still pretty frosty.
Right.
XL Primetime. Find us, and, well, you can watch us instead of just listen to us and jump in. All right, so here's a couple. Jay on the South Side. He said, from Tony Pauline, rumors are Trent will retire, but then take another role with the team. That's not retiring, Tony, and I kind of agree with that. Okay? Now, if it goes back to what we just said before. You can't tell someone to relinquish power. We have heard that before. Hey, so-and-so will move into a different role. It's not impossible, but here's a guy that's risen in the ranks, and I don't know that he would want to necessarily take a back seat because he's the decision maker right now. He is running this franchise.
Well, I mean, if all the reports are factual, a lot of these young and up-and-coming coordinators may not be interested in the job because Baalke's there. So what do you do as an owner? If you want to attract that type of talent into your city, you give Baalke another role and say, hey, he'll be hands-off, but I'm not buying that at all, bro. He got to go. He's got to go. All you're doing, like I said, is musical chairs. All you're doing is you're moving him to a certain area, then you hire another GM to satisfy the coach that you're trying to bring in here. Nah, if he ain't out the door, he's still going to have his hands on him.
Quite likely.
Did you anything about that press conference on Monday make you think that he's
no
out
Nope.
in any way?
Not at all. Like we said, after me, other guys that we pulled sound on.
My response would be, how would you improve it? And you know, I mean, you want to do it, okay? So how does the structure work? I mean, I just want to make sure that this isn't about ego or power or you know, something more sinister, quite frankly. And there have been some of those elements that I've found, you know, in my experience in the NFL. I mean, if it's a legit effort to get better, then everything, you know, should be on the table.
Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah. I just heard that again. And that's even more scary now. What is he saying there?
I have no idea.
He said sinister? Did he really use that word?
Yeah, I thought of her, but I'm not positive. But
he was like describing the relationship between the GM and the new coach coming in.
Right. And I'm just gonna throw this out there again. If you want to talk about sinister, I mean, Joe's laid out the plan where this guy has literally backstabbed everybody in front of him.
Well, yeah, and I don't know whether he can take down the owner. I don't think he can. But you know, I'm joking when I say
I'm not sure. I'm not sure he can actually.
But anyway, I don't know who he's referring to when he says, you know, sinister, and he's seen it and all this kind of stuff. But it is so funny in a way to hear him say that if that is presented to him and the possibilities that are given to him, he thinks are real, then he would move forward with it. Well, that would be a great idea if that was believable. I would love for that to be a possibility. It just doesn't seem like he would have to be in the building every single day. He'd have to be in the interview process. He'd have to go through everything separate from Trent to get to that realization.
That's never going to happen.
And I don't think it is either.
Never.
All right, so
only because I don't think he's that invested in it. I really don't.
I don't know. All right, here's Pete Prisco, CBS HQ, pushing the pile. And this is on Baalke. And Pete, we all know, he's a regular on the Frangie Show. He's a regular on Jaguars Happy Hour Mondays on their programming and on 1010. So he's a guy that is definitely in the know and passionate about this football team because he covered it for countless years. So here he is on Baalke.
What I was told was the coach will now have the major juice in the building. And they have said that in the past, but now I think it's to the point where that coach comes in, it's his power. And it should be. And in that scenario, if it's his power, then he should be able to make the decision on who he wants as the general manager. And I think that's why guys that they say, oh, I might not interview for
Brunell could come with him, bring back Brew. That would be a very popular move. Look at what Mark Brunell has done with Jared Goff as the quarterback's coach. He deserves to be given a lot of credit on what's happened up there. Anyway, do you still believe, based on what you just heard from Pete?
Well, yeah. I mean, if the coach has the juice to come in and make the decisions, even with hiring the general manager, yeah, I'm all for that. And then that means Baalke's gone, right?
No.
Well,
that would just mean he's, I guess,
the top
above him.
Yeah. So here's the other crazy.
But like if you're Ben Johnson, you're like, all right, then get rid of him.
Right, because here's the crazy part.
Let me bring my own guy in.
Right. If Shad in the presser says both will report directly to him, then you're already in a power struggle. If one guy gets to walk into your office, and then when he walks out, the other guy gets to walk into your office, and you're going to get two sets of.
Then where's the juice? Where's the juice?
Wait a second.
Strategy.
You guys are overlooking the main point here. If what Prisco is saying is true, one of these 8 guys, Kellen Moore, Todd Monken, Joe Brady, Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Patrick Graham, and Robert Saleh, are going to have complete control of the team.
I'm not overlooking it. I'm just not saying.
Other than Ben Johnson, who you love and you wanted Johnson to do well, I get that.
Yeah, any of those.
Any of those guys make you think, okay, these guys having complete control is going to make me feel real good about the future of the
I don't
franchise.
believe there's a lot of juice with any of those guys that are going to walk in.
Holy cow.
Yeah. No way.
Yeah.
Maybe Monken. Maybe.
And Monken's been in the building.
He's never been a head coach.
No.
What does that mean? Does that mean he's going to be signing free agents and making draft?
Well, he's going to be making the decisions.
I don't even understand what that means. He's going to have the most.
If he has the most juice, like when the fifth pick comes up and it's Will Johnson or whoever, hopefully interior offensive line, he's going to say, I want X, and that's it. And they all bow to him and say that's what he wants.
And the way Shad described it is that everyone is here for the head coach to be successful. If that were only true. I would love to believe that that's true. But Shad should look at that roster and say, you know what? You are my general manager, and you did not do enough to help this head coach. Now, I'll repeat. The head coach cost himself his job because he did not do a very good job with what he had.
That's correct.
Okay? It was not it did not look like a prepared, passionate, organized football team with a savvy game plan. It did not. Shad, one of the best things he did say in the presser was that it was predictable, because it was. But he also has become predictable in terms of not cleaning house. So
I was just going to say, Shad, by the way, has become very predictable.
Very predictable. And so I would love to believe that guy could come in, but who would that guy be? And Ben Johnson, we don't know how good a head coach he can be. I love the idea of it, but he has succeeded under another guy's blueprint and passion in Dan Campbell.
But wouldn't you take Ben Johnson on the job training over what we've seen with Baalke if he's given the juice?
Yeah, I'd like it. I'd love the idea of it. And
we've seen Trent. We've seen what Trent has produced.
But I mean, he's got to have complete the ability to double shotgun.
Okay,
Baalke.
but to Leon's point,
it's my job. One of those type things.
Right, but remember this.
You're not controlling me.
To that Leon's point, just remember that Jim Harbaugh did succeed in San Francisco and then chose to go back to his alma mater. Because he is a very good coach. Demanding as he is, he's a very good coach. He gets results.
He chose to leave because he was sick of Baalke.
That's what I'm saying. But he succeeded, is my point.
Yeah.
With Baalke in the building.
3 years.
Yes. They were very successful. And so it's not impossible. And by the way,
but he's also a rare dude, man.
Well, yeah.
Did you see Jim Harbaugh on any of those 8 guys?
I don't know. When Jim Harbaugh came up, we had no idea whether he was going to be good or not.
True.
And the same thing with John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh was a special teams coordinator hired to be a head coach and has never looked back. Those two are.
How come this franchise can never stumble on a coach like that?
I don't know.
Other than the very first one they got.
Well, think about what's happening here. This is going to be the 5th head coach. Is that right? 5th, or now on to the 6th head coach and the now 3rd potential 4th GM under Shad. And it's just over a decade's time. It's a dozen years. And that's how many coaches have been hired and fired. You go Malarkey, you go Gus for a long time, then you go interim to permanent in Marone, then Herb doesn't make it a full year, and Peterson gone in 3.
I mean,
that's a lot.
He's literally taken 32% of this franchise's history.
Mm-hmm.
History.
Yeah.
1/3. Mm-hmm. And giving it to Dave Caldwell and Trent Baalke.
Yeah. And the lineup of GMs that this team has had, it's not been impressive. It has not been
right,
impressive.
Because you can go over coach all you want, but the people that are supposed to build the organization, not only the players, but the culture, the idea of who you are and where you are moving forward and how everybody thinks, feels, and acts within the building.
Yeah.
He's given that in 12 years to 2 dolts, basically.
Well, what's crazy is that if you do it right, each GM can create a vision and a culture and a blueprint for the next GM to be successful. That's how the good franchises do it. Think of what Ozzie Newsome, Leon, you know this up in Baltimore. He has handed that blueprint and mindset off to several or to multiple guys after him. And the Baltimore Ravens never quit succeeding. Mm-hmm. They never do. And now, who is it? Eric DeCosta? They just have another guy that has stepped in and has done great things for them.
What do you think about his first draft, Ozzie Newsome's first draft? Jonathan Ogden and Ray Lewis.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Yeah. No, I mean, I get that there are former players that get blown out early as GMs. Rand Carthen's a very obvious one right now in the moment. But there's also John Lynch, There's also Ozzie News. And we go down the list of former players that have become elite general managers.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, we're the idiots. Everybody listening to us are idiots. They know what they're doing. Instead of just literally picking up the phone and saying, hey, Tony, you're interested in becoming the GM? Because you kind of know what football's all about.
I do know that he would make the football team tougher. I'm pretty sure I can.
God, it's not that difficult. Yeah. Seriously.
It is actually difficult.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I'll give you some numbers because you that's one where I will disagree with you.
I don't think it is, actually.
It ain't easy. I would love to just keep this argument going, but
John Lynch rolled right in there and looked pretty easy.
Well, look at there's only so many of those. Really?
Right. And I agree there's a lot of Rand Carthons too. I agree.
Yeah, the percentages are so low.
I totally agree.
The percentages of succeeding versus the percentages of failing. So you're going to go with the percentages of hiring football guys, personnel scouts, those guys. Yeah, I don't know what the magic recipe is. I just know that I never thought of Les Snead as a great football player. I never thought of
right. Don't disagree.
Yeah.
Don't disagree.
Yeah, of any of the other guys that have been hugely successful. Scott Pioli. You can go up to what's going on in Detroit, what's going on in Baltimore. I don't think of any of those guys. Ozzie obviously was a football guy. He was a great, but it doesn't necessarily transfer to success with every one of those guys. That's for sure. All right, we'll keep it rolling. XL Primetime. We got to get to a couple of other ones. Shada McCoy decides to go in on Trevor and says Trevor cost Doug his job. Well, Doug is his old head coach. And then also one of our texters pointed out that, well, Shady didn't like the fact that Trevor Lawrence's Tigers beat the hell out of his Panthers. So we'll at least play the sound and get into it a little bit. Coming up, a Golf Club of Southampton Wednesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. It is XL Primetime.
Start your new year off healthy. Get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
I'm Chris Campione. In a world of big box law firms with satellite offices, there's something special about having a local legal team that cares about you and your community. We're not just lawyers, we're your neighbors. We understand the unique challenges facing the Jacksonville community because we live here too. At Campione Law, Campione Cares isn't just a tagline, it's our commitment to you. Campione Law, your trusted lawyers after an accident. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Don't make a bad call when it comes to servicing your home. Cooling off with a baby pool in the house to fix your air conditioning problem is a bad call. Trying to catch a wave in a flooded bathroom is a bad call. Using a burning electrical panel to make s'mores is a bad call. The next time something goes wrong, make a good call to Donovan.
Whether you need air, electric, or plumbing service, Donovan is always a good call. It's why we've been trusted by our customers for almost 40 years and why you can trust us to deliver fast, reliable service to your home. Donovan, always a good call.
Visit DonovanAC.com today.
Have you tried golfing at the improved Cimarron Golf Club? If you haven't, tell you what, you're missing out on the best deal in Jacksonville. Now, many of you have received a postcard in the mail, and of course, if you bring that with you, $45 plus tax to play. That includes a cart, lunch, and a beer at the brand new Stone Barrel Tap House. Now, go to the website, that is CimarronGolfClub.com, and sign up for the Wild One Loyalty Program. That's the Wild One Loyalty Program, and get all of these specials emailed to you from Cimarron.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
January 8th, 1986, San Francisco Giants first baseman Willie McCovey is the 16th elected to the MLB Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Come on, admit it. Almost everyone you know seems to be playing pickleball now, right? So whether you just want to learn how to play or you're ready to show off your elite pickleball skills, the Y is the place for you. Visit our brand new McGuire Family Pickleball Center at the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach. 5 top quality outdoor courts and 3 amazing indoor courts where you can learn about dinks, dill ball, falafel, the kitchen, and more pickleball slang at the Y.
Hacker here, and for the first time in nearly 20 years, I finally get to have a different resolution. Like most of you, mine was always to lose weight. I'd try something for a few weeks, maybe lose a pound or two, and then give up. Well, I tried. Starting the new year with Awaken 180 isn't a try. It's a sure thing. And why will you stick with it? Because instead of a pound or two, you'll see results right out of the gate. We all need motivation. After my first 3 weeks with Awaken 180, I was already down 30 pounds. Granted, I had a lot of weight to lose, but look at Dempsey, look at Matt Hayes. Those guys had results out of the gate too. Dempsey dropped 9 pounds his first week, Matt dropped 12 pounds. Regardless of the weight you need to drop, seeing those fast results will motivate you to reach your goal. Guys, girls, losing weight regardless of how many times you've tried is possible with Awaken 180. Make the sure bet and make 2025 the last time losing weight is your New Year's resolution. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
North Florida is growing with lots of new families joining our community. If you're one of them making the move here, your next move should be a call to American Electrical to create the best home automation system, enhancing your living experience. There are many ways your life can be made easier through smart home technology, voice-activated systems, automated lighting, total house temperature control. With American Electrical, they've got everything you need to automate your home and make it your true oasis. Check out American-Electrical.com, powered by professionalism and raising the excellence bar.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
There's been lots of buzz around Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson being drawn to the Jaguars head coaching job, but theories have proposed that he would not work with general manager Trent Baalke. Pete Prisco of CBS Sports gave a compelling case for Johnson to at least interview for the job on the Pushing the Pile podcast.
If it's his power, then he should be able to make the decision on who he wants as the general manager. And I think that's why guys that they say, oh, I might not interview for that job, go interview for it. Exhibit A is Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson supposedly wants that job. You have a quarterback who you can make Jared Goff, same type of guy. You can do that with him. I think Ben Johnson's drawn to that. Well, go interview there. And go in there and tell him, look, I have other options as well, but this is what I want here.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Who lit it up last night? Brought to you by American-Electrical.com.
Loose ball, rush for it. It's Florida who's on the floor first, and Condon with a dunk. Great hustle by Will Richard to set it up. Really active hands defensively by Florida. Martin drives, there's some contact, and he makes the shot. That's another one that's short, and he picks up his own rebound. Aberdeen wide open. They have a lot of confidence, Florida does, shooting that three.
Well, they lit it up. There is no doubt about it, man. Florida just roasted Rocky Top last night in the Exact Tech Arena. That was the number one team rolling into town. Florida had only beaten a number one team 2 other times. And I think the record now goes to 3-17, something like that, against number one teams. But boy, did they smoky. And
first
Tennessee,
one at home against the number one.
Yeah, it was a beatdown. American Electrical, they want to make sure that they light up your world. If you need anything when it comes to home automation, generators, whatever it might be, commercial or residential, they can take care of both of them. Just log on, American-Electrical.com. and know that you're working with a local company powered by professionalism. That was some kind of performance last night, and it led Leon to hit us in the show text thread. What did you say? You said something to the effect of, you were not complimentary, I'll just tell you that.
I was very complimentary. If I can pull it up real quick.
But you might have used a puke emoji in your text.
That may have happened too.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do know that you're a Gator fan. I do know that. But
far from it.
You are a Gator fan.
This is what I text.
You once said you're orange and blue to the death. Is what you said.
I love orange and blue to the death.
Thank you.
JJ, I'm taking your cane card.
JJ.
I text. I regrettably have to admit that the Florida Gators basketball team looks legit. Spring bling ball disgusts me.
That's Joe's. This is Joe's. This is his time right now.
This is winter/spring. I'm pulling it all in. Okay, that's hoop and the diamond and maybe the golf team, whatever. But it doesn't happen in the fall, but it happens in the winter and the spring. So the Gators held Tennessee 21% field goal percentage.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about historically bad numbers. 4 of 29 and 3-point field goal. They just could not hit a shot. And so I don't know whether Jordan, the son-in-law that is a diehard volunteer, Rocky Top, he's gonna have to wear them orange coveralls. He is sunk in the son-in-law power rankings
quickly.
As he takes a big drop. But I don't mind beating the heck out of them. That was a big win. Same time Georgia knocks off Kentucky, and Kentucky had that impressive win over Florida up there.
Well, I was watching the game last night, and they showed. I mean, it's enough that y'all take over football. Then I saw all the teams that are ranked in basketball in the SEC. I got like 8 or 9 or 10 teams that are ranked in the top 25 in basketball.
Yeah, get used to it. Okay, because this ain't your daddy's ACC. All right, this ain't old Tobacco Road.
You got one team left in the college football playoff. Okay,
yeah,
and none of you guys like them anyway, so they're really not even really.
They don't
an
even
SEC
count.
Team. Right.
Are they really claiming them yet?
Yeah.
I mean, they haven't gotten enough. They hadn't, come on now.
I just wrote something today for USA Today that SEC fans look. It's almost like what makes you puke more: Texas winning or Ohio State winning.
You know what makes me puke? The word SEC fan.
Yeah.
Like that someone is a fan of the SEC.
Right.
How pathetic is that? How pathetic are you if that is you?
Somewhere right now, Cocky and Big Bourbon Nation, they're all chanting SEC when Texas rolls out there against Ohio State. I don't think so.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
But believe me, that SEC chant has come out many, many, many times with the losers rooting for the winners.
So what was the controversy last night with the student section and the lower bowl, and they're getting kicked out, and everybody's pissed at Strickland about it?
They're not in school yet. The semester hasn't started, and Strickland wanted to sell those seats because they would have been empty. You don't want empty prime seats like that for national television. So he sold them to other people, and students were trying to get their tickets, and some students got in, some didn't. And look,
and they've been in line.
The way of
for
the world, man.
7 hours. What do you mean the way of the world?
I get that, but you know what? He wanted to make sure he had a full place.
Ripping off the student.
Wow, ripping off the students, man. Are you
Wait
for
a
real?
minute. What happened to all that stuff these
You're
guys
an
have been...
elitist now, huh? What happened?
Here we go. You guys are making money. Now,
No, I'm not again.
They waited outside for like 6 hours to get in the game.
Like? I'm gonna tell you.
Guess what? You should have got there 6 hours early.
Guess what? You know what that sounds like? You know what that sounds like? That's like the Super Bowl being corporate. That 90% of the tickets are sold to corporate, and 10% is given to the fans, and then it's elevated prices.
Okay, and you know what? Still the biggest sporting event in the world, and still.
Yeah, but there's no like passion in the crowd.
Yeah,
like
you need rowdy
people were
reptiles.
saying last night that for beating a number one team like that, they wanted more.
Yeah, you need rowdy reptiles there. You need that place going.
You don't
crazy.
want it.
Don't rip that away.
Not if you're the AD. You need bottom line, bro.
You need that cash.
Paying the NIL, even though he says he ain't. He's
right. Y'all want this team that's raining down threes on the number one team? Then you better let me sell those seats. Okay.
And by the way, there were so many guys that came up big last night. Ruben with the rebounds, and Walt didn't even have a particularly good night, but there were plenty of others. Martin is a fun cat to watch. There were a lot of good moments in that game. I'll just go ahead.
I felt bad for Chaz. He did not play well last night.
No.
Did not play well.
I feel like I was going to make this a bowl, but I'm just going to make this a saucy, just a real easy saucy.
Saucy nugs.
The only team that has ever beaten a number one in basketball and football by 30 or more is who?
I'm guessing it's the Gators because they beat Ohio State. What was it, 41-14 or something? No, that's less than 30.
No, that's not. It's not.
Oh, it's the Noles?
Yeah.
Wow. You got that one in your back pocket.
Saucy
You love
knows.
that game, don't you? That's like your favorite
Well,
game
I'm just
of all time.
I'm watching our great friend Patrick Young on SEC Network, and he passed it on. I'm like, oh, that's a saucy, man.
That is truly your favorite game of all time because it's the ultimate. It's the ultimate in any argument from any FSU fan.
I don't even know. Look, like, again.
Who they beat by 30? Number one.
Florida State. They beat them 52-20. That's all you got to say anytime.
Was that the Natty?
Yeah, that was for the Natty.
After they
so
lost.
any other game that you've played them, it doesn't matter. It's just the game for the Natty.
Yeah, it's so funny though that Matt constantly puts me in this pile. And
because I know you, JoJo.
But I love the stat. Honestly, the best game I think I've ever seen between those two rivals was 32-29. It was a great game.
Was that the one before that?
Which one before that?
Was 32-29 the regular season matchup between them?
Yeah, it was
that FSU won.
Yeah, it was when FSU came into Gainesville unbeaten.
No, it was the following year when Florida beat them.
Yeah.
So why was there such a discrepancy in the national title score and then
and the other one was 24-17 or what was it, 24-21?
Yeah, like why did FSU get blown out? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was in Tallahassee and you know, that was the famed echo of the whistle game.
Yeah, and once Spurrier got on a roll, play calling, they were unstoppable.
Well, he got them all juiced up for the whole echo of the whistle thing. He said they were hurting Danny on purpose, and
Spurrier's very Ben Johnson-esque.
Very.
And I don't know whether the guy that hired him, Bill Arnsparger, who was a former coach, was all stoked about him coming in because he probably thought this guy's
going to be convinced of it.
Yeah,
actually,
this guy's going to become he's a power freak. And
Spurrier was at the game last night.
He obviously was.
Looking great.
Looks great, man.
He does love it.
I saw him in Vegas for the sports business. He looked fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Just he's 70.
Oh,
the hip's a little off.
Yeah, always got energy.
Yeah,
he's 79, right?
Yeah, he's 79.
He's 79.
And yeah, he looks great.
Wow.
His wife, Jerry, looks great. Yeah.
Yeah, he may be turning 79 this year, but he's right there.
He
Same age as
turns
Lammy,
80
right?
actually this year.
Yeah, he's turning 80. Yeah. He's
April 20th.
Yeah.
Hey, Baalke.
Yeah, him and Lamb Chops were always. That's always why I kind of know.
April 20th, one of my favorite days of the year.
Yeah, 420. All right, let's play this one piece of sound from Shady McCoy since we mentioned it, and then we will get into it in the 3 o'clock hour because it was a convenient spot for LaShawn McCoy, who is a very, very good former Philadelphia Eagle, and also a Pitt Panther, which was pointed out by our texters that Trevor's team smoked the Pitt Panthers, and that's why he has it in for Trevor. But I just wanted you guys to hear a couple of these things, and don't think for a moment that it's not at least out there that what cost Doug his job. Well, Doug cost himself his job, but also what happened? What went wrong between him and Trevor when in the end of 2022, Trevor was unstoppable. The offense clicked, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, red hot, go into the playoffs, win a playoff game, go toe-to-toe with Mahomes, and then we all know the wheels came off after that. But listen to what Shady had to say about what cost, in his opinion, Doug his job.
The league is confused right now. All we want to do is just get a quarterback, right, because he plays the position. He's up for his contract, and if wherever he's drafted high at, we got to keep him. And now the results of that is look at Doug Peterson getting fired. Doug Peterson's a really, really good coach. He's a winning coach. He comes from Andy Reid tree, so you know what that's about, right? If you look at his whole path, now he's actually one of the coordinators that coach for the Chiefs that actually call plays. Yeah. Okay? He does that well, then he goes to Philadelphia. What's he do there? He wins a championship. He didn't win it with Carson Wentz. He was with Nick Foles. You get what I'm saying? Then he goes to Jacksonville. They say, okay, we need somebody to save our quarterback because he's really not that good, but we took him number 1 pick overall, so we got to do something about it. You bring him in there, he helps Trevor Lawrence out, but how much can you help a guy that's not that good, right? And then you pay these quarterbacks, you give them all this money, and now when they don't do well because they're not that good of a player, and now you got to blame somebody. Who do you blame? Let's blame the head coach. But you're going to blame a winning head coach that's been winning his whole life. It don't make sense.
I saw a different Doug this year, honestly. I saw a different Doug towards the end of last year. The Doug that won and has a statue outside of Lincoln Financial, different coach, honestly. And they did catch fire with the great nickname that you gave
Saint
Nick.
Saint Nick. Yeah.
And they did great things. They beat the GOAT in Belly and Brady. But
down the stretch, didn't Doug finish 4-11-1 though? His last season.
If you go back, his record up in Philadelphia.
No, he had a winning record. I'm just saying when he was bounced.
Yeah, because he ended up being right around 500. It was not that many wins versus losses. But yeah, he did get bounced, and the whole chatter was he wouldn't fire his assistants and so on and so forth. But it's still worth discussing because whoever is the next head coach has to get the best out of Trevor Lawrence.
Right. I mean, let's be honest here, okay? Number one, Shady, that's his coach. That's his guy.
Yeah.
He loves Doug Peterson. Number two, Doug got here after 1 year of Trevor being in the league. Okay? Right? With a just awful situation that he walked into with Urban and an offensive coordinator and a quarterback's coach who couldn't get a job anywhere else, but Herb got him because he's the only guy. They're the only guys that would take a job with him.
Yeah, it is funny.
So
they're
then-
still coaching. Let's just make that clear.
Right, but
Shoddy and Bev are still coaching.
But these are two guys that are no longer considered these elite coaches in the league. Okay, never really were actually. Bevel maybe at some point, right? Excuse me, Shoddy maybe. The point I'm saying is he was in a terrible situation. So Peterson got him year 2. So Shady McCoy wants us to think that the Jaguars organization knew after 1 year with Urban Meyer and that dysfunctional mess that they drafted the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
It just was.
And then he gets there, and then what happens?
Yeah, like we said, an easy setup for him to defend his guy and hammer the other guy. But
somebody played well in that 2022 season.
Yeah.
Somebody led him to that
100%.
streak at the end of the season. Somebody came back from 27. Somebody came back from 4 picks.
Yeah.
In a 27-0 deficit to
Which,
win
by
that
the
game.
way, was not good.
Right.
Through the
Right. No doubt. But the guy that threw those picks actually came back from that.
Exactly.
All right. And then somebody had them in position on the road at Arrowhead against Jesus playing quarterback. If his wide receiver doesn't fumble the ball inside the 5.
I like to refer to Mahomes as Moses.
I'm going to quote Janet Jackson.
We have football Jesus here.
I know what you're going to say, but
What
my
have
point
you
is,
done
before you
for
say
me
it, I
lately?
know. But the reality is this, man. You saw what he can be.
He needs
And
to be
again,
it
I'm going to go to the following year in 2023. Something happened in that locker room.
Yeah.
You just don't fall off the cliff and go 5-17 over the last 22 games.
He needs to be it again. Just know that. He needs to be it again. For everything to succeed, he needs to
Yes, and I'm not
that
taking
dude.
I'm not taking any culpability from him at all. He needs to be better. He needs to play better. But you just don't fall off a cliff like that for no reason at all.
All right, XL Primetime, keep cranking it in the 3 o'clock hour. Golf Club of Southampton. We say thanks to them. Don't forget, Country Club membership dues they're going up. You can get a great deal right now, $1,000 off with a 12-month membership. Just get that initiation fee. You get a $500 gift card to spend in the pro shop. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com.
Where electrifying moments come to life
Inside of a minute to play.
and legendary performances live.
Monumental milestone in a legendary career.
1010XL, the power of Jacksonville Sports Radio. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
Coke Florida congratulates the Jacksonville Jaguars on a great 2024 season. As the local Coca-Cola bottler celebrating 10 years of business, Coke Florida is proud to be the Jags' official beverage partner. From the season kickoff to the final touchdown, Coke Florida's 5,000 associates and passionate fans have cheered on the Jags all season long. Coke Florida and the Jags tackle game day with great taste.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. The playoffs are here, and that's a perfect time to play and win with PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 10 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch your winnings roll in. Think Riley Leonard will throw more than 2 touchdown passes tomorrow night against Penn State? It's just that simple. And now you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. PrizePicks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. That's right. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit and cash out as quickly as 15 minutes. Now, here's the best part. PrizePicks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the PrizePicks app today and use code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play 5. It's all there at PrizePicks. Run your game.
This is Hayes Carlion for Physician Guided Weight Loss. I need help losing weight. I'm older and I don't have the discipline needed. Luckily, I discovered Physician Guided Weight Loss. Their amazing technology, fast setup, friendly staff, and proven results sold me. They can help you too, and it's affordable with firm pricing, so no rising costs as you go. If you're like me and looking to kick off the new year with a leaner body, call Physician Guided Weight Loss at 257-4344. That's 257-4344.
Get off the ladder and put on the helmet with Gutter Helmet of North Florida. We are family owned and manufactured locally. Cleaning your gutters is a dangerous and dirty job. That's why with Gutter Helmet, you'll never clean your gutters again. Water goes in your gutters while trash and debris go on the ground. It won't collect like filters do. Gutter Helmet protects. Call now for 10% off and a free gutter cleaning and tune-up with your purchase of Gutter Helmet. Call 904-762-7779.
We don't have too many cold nights on the First Coast, but when the temperature drops, you want to hit the heat button and warm up. That's where Florida Home comes in. They're the AC experts in Jacksonville, and the importance of keeping your heating system in good working order is really important. If it stops working when it gets cooler, Florida Home will leap into action and provide you with the best solution. Heater and heat pump repair service and new system installation. They do it all. Just call Florida Home AC at 777-4300, the official heating and AC partner of the Jaguars.
Sometimes winning and losing comes down to one play. There's only one performance painting, high performance play of the game on 1010XL.
Stop letting high-interest debt weigh you down. Pay it all off in days thanks to Loan Pronto's new Rapid Equity Loan. Hey, it's Prosser here. Imagine a completely hassle-free way to cash out your home equity. No appraisals, no paperwork, no waiting. Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan uses an AI-driven tech to get you approved for cash in as little as one day. One client got $100,000 approved in under 24 hours, wiped out their debt, launched the home improvement project, and is now saving over $1,000 a month. Instant approvals, low fixed rates, fast transfers. Get cash to consolidate all your debt and get a fresh start to the new year. Call Loan Pronto now and see how much you qualify for. Imagine this time next week, you can be credit card debt-free. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLS, consumeraccess.org.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
An ACL tear can be a devastating injury with prolonged pain and rehabilitation. Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari. I'm a sports medicine orthopedic surgeon who grew up right here in Jacksonville and then went on to train with the world-renowned Dr. James Andrews. At Bari Orthopedics, we use the most current techniques to get you back in the field with less pain and quicker rehabilitation. We treat all types of sports injuries with the newest techniques available. Please call us for consultation or visit BariOrthopedics.com.
Find out more at BariOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update, brought to you by Riddle Wellness. The North Florida Ospreys had a rough start to conference play, starting at 0-2. Ospreys head coach Driscoll stresses the need to edit out the noise and to get back to playing basketball like they did at the beginning of the season.
We have to get rid of the noise. Kobe said it best. If you don't edit your life during the season, you're going to end up like falling down the drain where you don't want to go. And I think we have to edit that out and really get off of that and just listen to what's most important. What gave us success? So somehow that's the challenge. We've got to find that fight of that group.
The Ospreys take the road to play Eastern Kentucky tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Back in the Igloo tonight here in Jacksonville, the Jacksonville Icemen take home ice as they host the Greenville Swamp Rabbits. Puck drops at 7 p.m. It's 56 degrees at 3 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
All right, this is from Diana Rossini, who's been pretty good since the Doug Marrone report a long time ago. But she's saying Bill Belichick has no plans to return to the NFL. We've been hearing his name with the Raiders job a lot, but she's saying, I'm told his sole focus is on coaching and recruiting for UNC as he continues building the Tar Heels' future. He's recruiting today in New Jersey.
That's awesome. He just, as long as he hits his inside the NFL gig on CW, he's good to go. That's the only thing.
Do you believe that? Yeah. He needs 15 wins to pass Shula.
He's coming back.
Stop it.
Yeah.
No, I think he's all in.
Yeah.
I really do.
He's all in right now.
He's all in now. Yeah. But I think what he's doing is 1 year of, hey, how do you like me now? Toby Keith approach to this and see if he can come back in. And even though he, like, let's just say Tom Brady would like to have a conversation with him, still no guarantee he would want to go and work for Mark Davis with what they have. Bill, I'm just guessing, would want to walk into a situation like Jacksonville, honestly, with a quarterback, with a handful of good draft picks, things like that. Vegas has good draft picks. They just don't have their quarterback figured out just yet. Anyway, how about this one?
They're 25th right now, by the way. Transfer portal rankings, recruiting rankings.
And they committed the $20 million, correct?
Correct.
Chapel Hill
They're also
boosters.
52nd in the class of 2026.
They also got a way later start than everybody.
Very much so.
They did.
How about this one?
He is Belly, you know.
Yeah. How about this one? Just as far as, all right, I've never coached in college football. I've been in the NFL for, 4 decades. I said earlier when we were talking about this, will he go down as the greatest coach in college football and never coach college football because of the chatter of him leaving? Anyway, he is targeting longtime IMG Academy coach Billy Miller for a spot on his staff. And according to 24/7 Sports, he would be the recruiting-based coordinator, I would say, is that he's the guy, and he would only need to recruit the IMG Academy, would he not, Leon? he wouldn't need to go much further. He'd go a little further south if he wanted to.
But that's our territory. But he can go a little south.
Yeah, he would be what they typically do with guys that are really great recruiters. They make them recruiting coordinators and tight end coaches.
Yeah,
that's what it'll probably be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so that's honestly not a bad idea at all on Belly's part or whomever. Mike Lombardi, whomever it is advising him.
You're just going to need somebody to kiss the kid's fanny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A lot of fanny kissing going on.
Yeah. And
that's what disturbed me when I was playing.
Mm-hmm.
When I was coaching at FIU.
And now imagine how much different. It's even worse.
Worse. Oh, my God. The coddling that's involved.
Rick Stockstill said way back when, one of the things that just slowly disenchanted him as far as recruiting is that you had to constantly send text messages to these guys, make sure they were okay.
Mm-hmm.
And this was 2 decades ago. And now just think of what you have to do to make sure they're okay. They're still coming. You're not leaving. Will you do this? Okay, I'll get you that. It's crazy what they have to deal with now. I did laugh off of our last conversation with Shady McCoy from our texter. Text line wide open, 641-1010. You can hit it, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. One of our texters, Primetimers, complete opposite of what Dopey LaShawn says, referring to Shady McCoy about Doug Peterson ruining Trevor ruining Doug Peterson's head coaching situation. Doug ruined Trevor by forcing Press Taylor on Jags country. The multi-billionaire understands this and mentioned the predictability at his press conference. No wonder LaShawn McCoy can't afford to tip. I do like that. And it may be that. It may just be an old story that says, you know what, I'm going to keep telling this.
Here's the thing about Doug. I mean, I don't know if y'all noticed it. Somewhere between week 8 and 10, he just seemed exhausted. I think it was like during the holiday, he just seemed that he was spent. I said, man, just send Doug home.
Yeah.
Because he just seemed disengaged.
Bro, that was around game 10 when you said
That's what
that.
I was saying. He just seemed disengaged, like he wasn't interested anymore.
They were like 2-8, and you were like, he's got to go, man.
And if you giving off those kind of vibes at your presser, then
what's it like in the locker room?
What's it like in the team meeting room?
Yeah. I guarantee you JJ can put this together, but if you take, let's just say around that timeline, this is mid-October, late October, you can get a soundbite, a coach speak soundbite where we just have to keep working and keep correcting, and then you can go into November, and then you go in December, and you go in January, and there'll be the exact same thing, and nothing really was corrected, and that's the job of the coach.
And I know this. I mean, if you don't have the attention of the players and the team meeting, they tune you out. I'm telling you, they tune you out. If you're mundane and everything you're doing is ho-hum, 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 then how do you expect the play? And now the players got to be self-motivated. Now, granted, they got to be professionals about it.
Right.
But if the guy in front of you, who's supposed to be the leader of men, if he comes in there every team meeting and gives you that kind of energy, man, you don't want to play for that.
I've always believed that Doug was first off a great individual, and then would use his passion and say, "Hey, I'm channeling everything to that professional player, okay? I'm giving you everything you need. You need to drive yourself." And in some respects, I understand that, but he still needs to be a driving force.
I mean, I miss the days of TC. He'll come in and cut you out.
Yeah.
Keep you on your toes. That kind of stuff. Some kind of energy. I mean, the same thing over and over.
I want to kick their ass.
Thank you. Appreciate it, JJ. I mean,
JJ would be good.
I mean, something
Jimmy
like
Johnson.
that. Give me something.
And it's hard to not be you. And that's what Doug was, and he was successful with it before. And then it just, honestly, I do feel like what you're saying, they still played for him, but a lot of maybe what they were saying just fell on deaf ears because they knew the season was cooked. Coach said it yesterday. Week 18 in a 17-game schedule, they were still missing assignments on the defensive side of the ball. Now, that's Ryan Nielsen, but that's also head coach Doug Peterson. And you can't tolerate that.
Well, Coach Campbell was talking about it like week 16. He was watching them in coverage where some guys were playing zone, some guys were playing man. I mean, come on now. That's training camp 101. You can't be making those same mistakes in week 16.
They can't.
They can't pass off.
They're not passing off in zone, which is literally day one training camp, right?
Coach was watching it too. When they're in trips formation, they're not communicating who's got who. And guys are letting guys free, and it's terrible.
Yeah, it really is. All right, I'm going to give you – this is one I'm going to try and compare because I looked this up, and how many 4-touchdown games can you think of from Trevor Lawrence?
4 touchdown games?
Yeah.
One, I think. The Browns.
Okay, right? Very few, right?
I can think of the Browns. I'm sure there were more, but I can think of the Browns.
Yeah, JJ can look it up, but
what about
very
the
few?
Cowboys?
Well, let's make this the bold fact while he's looking this up, but I'll just go ahead and throw this out there. Go ahead and hit me with it.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery, Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
They always got great stuff cooking. Bold City Brewery, the production house on Roselle Street in Riverside. You definitely can drop on by there. You can enjoy that great menu. They always got nightly specials, and you will definitely want to take advantage of it. And then Bold City downtown, when you're heading right as you empty off of Bay Street, the Main Street Bridge, you'll see them right there. Definitely check them out. So, for the record, Trevor averages in his career 1.15 touchdowns per game. Is that good?
I don't even know.
That's actually not even that good. That's bad.
That's bad. 1.15 touchdowns per game, according to StatMuse. That's not a lot. That needs to be ramped up big time. So I saw this. Bo Nix is the first rookie quarterback all time with multiple games with at least 300 passing yards, 4 touchdown passes, and a passer rating of 140 or higher. That is kick. That's duck bow.
That's duck bow.
That ain't War Eagle bow, man. That is duck good bow. 4 touchdown passes, 300 yards, passer rating of 140 or higher, and he's done it more than once. So he started this last game just on fire. So he threw a total of 29 touchdown passes this season as a rookie. I'll admit, shocked, surprised, and I applaud him. 29 this season. He goes past a couple of other guys, past one other guy, and now becomes the second most touchdown passes by a rookie in NFL history. Can you give me the top 3 rookie quarterbacks in touchdown passes? Bo Nix being one of them. So now I need 2 of the other 3. Who he passed and who he's right behind.
He passed Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning's one. Holy cow, by the way, that was a long question.
Well, I know. I was trying to explain it.
And in the mean, I do have Trevor, the answer to Trevor.
Yeah,
I agree with Leon. One of them is definitely. I think Peyton had 28 touchdowns this week.
Yeah, I think he had 27 and 22 interceptions.
Something like that.
Something crazy.
All right. Well, Mr. Long question. The answer is that is not right.
Oh,
not
okay.
right.
Not right.
Really?
No.
I love when they're so confident.
Yeah, I know.
I thought for sure. Right.
We loud and wrong.
And by the way, whenever I ask these long questions, I give them time to start thinking.
You do. That's actually a great point. You do that.
Yeah, I do. I want to make sure that you have time so I don't just completely
How about
swarm you with information.
What about
Kurt Warner?
Nope. All right, I just want you guys to think.
Ben Roethlisberger?
No, but I want you guys to think
What about
Baker
the guy right
Mayfield,
now
Baker.
for the Redskins or for the whatever they're called?
For the Commanders? No.
Yeah.
But today's the
Daniels.
age.
The Redskins.
At least JJ is going down the right road. There's more points.
By the way, they're going to go back to that logo.
Justin Herbert.
Bingo. Yahtzee. There you go.
They're getting ready to petition to go back to that. You know that,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah. They want to go back to the Redskins.
Right.
Justin Herbert.
Commander sucks.
Yeah, totally.
Justin Herbert is at the top of the rookie list.
So we should be thinking recent is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay. All right.
So Leon's got one of them. Justin Herbert, 31 touchdown passes in 2020. And Nick's just passed this other guy.
What about not Deshaun?
So
What about
this other guy's still top 3?
oh my, why am I forgetting all their names? What's his name for the Texans?
Nope.
Stroud.
Although CJ
Stroud.
Stroud did have a great rookie campaign.
So rookie touchdown. Trevor Lawrence. I'm kidding, Jay. It's a joke.
Like CJ had a passer rating of 100 or higher right there with Jaden Daniels and a couple of the other guys. All right, here we go. Let's just go ahead and get this out.
Josh Allen.
So this is so funny.
It's not Josh
okay?
Allen. It's 14.
Justin Herbert has had a bit of a reclamation project courtesy of Jim Harbaugh this year. He is the guy at the top, 31 touchdown passes in 2020. The other guy is a forgotten guy and now a I found you again guy, Baker Mayfield. Baker,
His first year he did?
Baker had 28 touchdown passes in 2018.
I think I said Baker. I said Baker. You didn't.
I
pay
never
me
heard
attention.
that.
You didn't pay me attention.
I didn't hear that either.
Oh, well, go
I didn't hear
back.
that either, bro.
That's fine.
By the way, the
I said
Trevor
it.
stat, 4
Leon,
touchdowns.
thank you for the lunch, though. Thank you very much. All right, go ahead.
It has only happened one time.
Yeah.
And Leon called it. It was the Dallas game,
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was the Browns.
which went to overtime, I believe.
So-
Remember, it was that crazy, like, pick 6 to walk off the game?
He's had one time with 4 touchdowns?
Wow.
Yikes.
And Duck Bo did it twice this year. We got to get more out of this. What's going on here?
I mean, to be fair, Duckbo has Sean Payton. Trevor's had Urban Meyer and Doug Peterson.
Unbelievable. Both Sean Payton and Doug have a Lombardi,
I know.
both of them were.
But between Doug Payton and Sean, one's got a long track record.
Yeah.
The other one's got a nice season with the Eagles.
Yeah, 100% on that. It is XL Primetime, Golf Club of Southampton, Wednesday. We say thanks to you for listening to us. However you find us, don't forget you missed some of the show. Go back, just go to YouTube, search XL Primetime, and you can watch the whole show.
Let's take a look inside 1010XL.
Who wants the Grand Tour? That would be terrific. That would be great.
We have the drill in the morning.
Very amusing.
Jaguars today from 10 to noon.
Good.
Helmets and heels until 2.
Yes.
XL Primetime and the Franchi Show afternoons.
This is great.
Then Baloo and Hacker take you into the night.
All in one location.
1010XL.
It's Matt Hayes. New year, new you. How many times have you heard that? We all set goals when the new year arrives. And more times than not, it revolves around the way you look. So if you're ready to get serious about being the best you, It's time to get serious about Awaken 180 weight loss. It's time to get serious about losing weight the right way and getting into the best shape of your life safely. No guesswork, no trial and error, no medication side effects. I'm proof I lost 40 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Hacker lost more than 100, and you can lose the weight too. Doesn't matter what your goal weight is, Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. It's a clear path to success without disappointment. Reach your goals with Awaken 180 weight loss and become a new you. Trust me, it was simple. A word you never hear used with weight loss programs, unless, of course, you're referring to Awaken 180. Choose the simple, clear path to success with the solution for weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss at awaken180weightloss.com.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. 2024 Bowman Best University Football hits shelves on Monday. 4 autographs come to a hobby box. It's a 100-card checklist including Carson Beck, DJ Lagway, and Cam Ward. It's Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminix does. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Bull riding. The perfect fusion of strength, skill, and pure willpower. Professional bull riders aren't just athletes. They're daredevils with cowboy souls. Come experience the true modern West, where 8 seconds of glory will create a lifetime of memories. It's the Michelob Ultra PBR Jacksonville at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, February 22nd and 23rd. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com and PBR.com. Hold on tight. The ride of your life is about to begin.
Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning has your back. Start the year fresh. No leaks, no clogs, no excuses. Call Duck Rooter at 904-862-6769 today. Because when you're stuck, call the Duck. Right now, get $50 off any service of $150 or more.
If offense and defense don't win the game, sometimes it's up to the special team.
And here comes the field goal team. They've got to hurry.
After the game, catch the Crown Royal Special Teams Player of the Game. Live generously and life will treat you royally on 1010XL.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Pella Windows and Doors. Look, it's kind of cooling down right now. I love opening my windows up this time of year. If you're looking to upgrade your windows in your home, I want you to visit the Pella showroom on Phillips Highway. Ask about their latest hurricane and impact-resistant windows and doors, rated #1 by Consumer Reports in all 3 main window categories. You want quality, style, and protection? Visit PellaJacks.com and the showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows. That's Pella Windows and Doors online at PellaJacks.com.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
Jeff Lagerman here. Now that football season is here, make sure your ride can get to that tailgate or away game safely and dependably. You can trust the ASC certified professionals at any of the 27 independently owned Napa Auto Care Centers and the quality Napa parts they use. Napa Auto Care Centers can handle everything: oil changes, air conditioning, brakes, engines, transmissions, and more. Napa Auto Care offers a nationwide 24-month, 24,000-mile peace of mind warranty on most repairs. Find a Napa Auto Care Center near you. JacksNapaAutoCareGroup.com.
Find Florida Gators basketball on 1010XL. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, the official window and door replacement partner of the Florida Gators. And by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Value or flavor? Price or taste? Why choose when you can get both with everyday deals at Sunny's? Right now, you can get the pork big deal for $10, the pork and rib combo for $12, and all-you-can-eat ribs for just $19.99. Yep, you heard right. All your favorites are now available all day, every day. And that's why it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since '68.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Our next guest is not affiliated with the NFL or Jacksonville Jaguars.
Discussion of injuries is solely based on opinion.
Now, the Bari Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Injury Breakdown.
I'm coming in hot.
We love seeing Gio in the house. Dr. George Bari, fellowship trained under the renowned Dr. James Andrews. Gio, how you doing, man?
What's up, man?
You fired up, ready to go?
Yeah.
Listen, what has the chatter been around the Bari dinner table with young George? Is he part of the official head coaching search replacement? He and Trent Baalke.
I don't know. I don't think he knows who Trent Baalke is, but
he needs to find out, because if he finds out, he's not going to be happy.
You better coach him up a little better, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Was he a little devastated? Or he just said, you know what, this season's gone.
No, he started off this year very upset when the Jags lost, and then by the end of the year, it was like, oh, okay.
See, that's the numbing effect that we're worried about with young Duvallers, okay? That's what we're scared most of. That's for sure. All right, if you have a sports injury question, you can hit the text line 641-1010. Real easy. We would love to get Gio to give you a little free medical advice today. You got bumps, bruises, elbow pain, whatever it might be. 641-1010. 641-1010. Hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. All right, so one of the bigger ones, and this is not even really in your wheelhouse, is Jalen Hurts going into this playoff game after missing 2 key games down the stretch, Gio. He ends up going into concussion protocol, and they're not sure 100% if he's going to be ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, concussion protocol. I know he's practicing today, if I'm not mistaken, which seems positive, right, for the next game. But, concussions are one of those things where everyone's on their own schedule. It's going to take time, and some people it takes a week, some people 2-3 weeks. So it's one of those things where you just have to wait and see how they do, how they recover.
So, Gio, my nephew, sorry, Joe. Yeah. My nephew took him 3 months before he felt well.
Really?
3 months. Yeah. He got a concussion in high school football. So you keep saying that, and I don't think everybody understands it. So Jalen's about now what? 3? He's been 3 weeks since he got hit, right?
He's missed 2 games.
But it's been 3 weeks he's been resting, right?
Yeah, because he went out of that game early. It was against Washington. We're going back 3 weeks. They played 2 games. Kenny Pickett started 1. Then he got broken ribs, which we'll ask Gio about. And then they had, who was it? Tanner McKee goes in there this past week. So, yeah.
So Gio, I guess my question is, you can't speed up. There's no way to speed up the process, right?
You just have to. It's just how long it takes your brain to recover from the injury,
right?
And they do tests to see, right? And there's phases. You have to pass each phase to get to the next one. If you fail it, then you're stuck until you can pass that portion, then go to the next portion.
Yeah, and so you're Ed Waters, team doctor. When you see there's the baseline. You maybe can explain it again. Like, they have to go through those tests to know, and it's not the same for every single individual.
Right. They take a test before the season to get their baseline, and they have to reach that baseline after the concussion.
Now, Doc, this happened a couple of weeks ago, but I'm watching the game against Texas against Arizona State, and Cam Skadaboo, the running back, he was lightheaded. He was throwing up on the sideline. Aren't those some of the symptoms of why wasn't he ever concussion protocol during the game?
So I saw that. I didn't see the whole game. I saw that play. And I thought he was just because he ran so much that he was just tired and threw up, sometimes out of exhaustion. I don't know if he got hit.
I think he had the flu is what he had.
Yeah, so
Didn't he have the flu?
He did have flu-like symptoms.
But he kept shaking his head.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what was messing with me.
That's what was concerning me.
I thought, does he have the flu or did he get dinged? Right.
And he did use his head as a missile every once in a while.
So there has to be
every play.
A play, like an inciting incident that makes you think, oh, this play could have caused it, right? But if someone's out there because they have the flu and they're just vomiting because they're tired and exhausted, that's one thing, but it has to correlate with some sort of trauma. Now, is it possible he got hit and no one noticed? Yeah, I mean, he could have got hit and then he just got up and ran off the field and then no one thought anything of it, and that's possible too. And that's why now they have those spotters in the NFL to try to catch those plays that you miss. But if there was no inciting incident that anybody saw, it's probably why.
And here's one of the guys, I'll just call him one of your colleagues, Reuben Frank. He said, quote, to clear protocol, you have to practice. That's the last phase. You have to practice, then report no symptoms the next morning. So as you just said earlier, Jalen practicing today, then on tomorrow he basically has to say that he's okay, and that'll be that.
Right.
And you can't cheat the test. Like there's guys in the text line right now saying, can you cheat the test?
Well, so they say that, I don't know, Leon, did you have to take the test? Did they have it when you were doing it?
Well, our concussion protocol was wash the finger, smelling salt, and 3 Advils.
Right.
And then
3 Advils.
And then the last one was get back in.
Yeah, that was
so.
Last one was we need you, bro.
They say that you can, do poorly on the test when you take it in the beginning of the season on purpose.
Yeah.
So you don't have to score that well.
So the legendary was Hines Ward, who said he basically picked what he thought would be a baseline. Like he felt like he had experienced concussions before. Anyway, he gave the lowest possible.
Yeah. I mean, look, you can't do that, right? I think now, and I'm sure there are people who still do it, but I think nowadays, knowing what we know, people, you would hope that people don't do that.
I agree.
And the majority do it correctly. But yeah, I mean, you could Christmas tree it, and then when you go back in, you get the same grade.
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, 641-1010 text line. If you got a sports injury question, you can throw it at Dr. George Bari. We got Breaking Bones coming up Sunday at 7:30, so if we miss it here, we'll try and get it there. 2 significant injuries for the Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love with an elbow injury. Not sure exactly how bad it is, but he did get banged up in their loss to the Bears, in which I laid 4 points in that game. Dumb idea. And then Christian Watson with a torn ACL. That guy,
that's going to be a problem.
Dynamic receiver. But anyway, he goes out with the ACL. So that's bad enough. You always talk about the ACL. It could happen at any moment, any time. There's no rhyme or reason for it, right?
Right.
And then beyond
non-contact usually.
Yeah. And then beyond that, an elbow for a quarterback, not knowing how serious it is, but how would they treat that and how would they make sure he's good to go?
Well, I was kind of reading up on it. They did mention it's not a season-ending injury, but that's kind of all I've read. I haven't read anything else, but it sounds like it's hurting pretty bad. It's very, very tough to talk about something where they
said it swelled up too.
Yeah, it's tough to say. There's no specifics. My guess is maybe he got hit in the elbow as he was throwing. That's kind of what I'm guessing. And as long as nothing is torn, we're just at a how you feel type thing.
Right.
And he did mention that he had trouble holding and gripping because his arm was weak, and that he had a little bit of numbness, if I'm not mistaken, reading that. So it could be that he hit his nerve and maybe he has a bad contusion around the nerve.
So that's just the trauma of the injury, basically.
Yeah, right. If that's what happened. We don't know exactly what happened, but if that's what happened, you just have to wait till that kind of goes down.
All right, last one, Zay Flowers, who really has come on big time for the Baltimore Ravens. He is twisting, turning, just cat quick. Anyway, you almost feel like he gets caught in the turf just a little bit, and it was a knee, and I even wrote down in my notes that it was a shin. It almost looked like one of those, like, hyperextensions a little bit. Anyway, did you see anything on him, Zay Flowers?
No, same thing. I read that it's not season-ending as of now. That's what they said. They did mention it's a knee injury. Now, anytime your knee gets caught up in something and you twist and your knee stays the same, you always worry about an ACL, you worry about a meniscus, you worry about MCL, kind of the 3 main things that always get injured. But the fact that it's not season-ending, or at least they're not saying it now.
Right, he's day-to-day.
Right, ACL is not the issue.
Yeah.
It could be just a regular sprain, right? He just twisted his knee and nothing's torn, and just kind of wait till it goes down. But they're being very vague about it. I have to say it's nothing terrible.
Yeah, at least the quote from Harbaugh, it's just going to be day-to-day. Zay Flowers is going to try to do everything he can to get back as soon as he can.
Yeah.
Very vague, as you would expect, right? All right, Gio, you're never vague, okay? You always fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. All right. Dr. George Bari, you can find Bari Orthopedics all over the city of Jacksonville. Log on BariOrthopedics.com. See what they can help you with if you've got aches, pains, bumps, bruises, whatever it might be in the joint department. You thrive in the joint department.
Yeah.
All right, where can they find our podcast?
Apple, Google, Spotify, and 1010XL.
Thank you, Gio.
Thanks, guys.
We love you, man. It is XL Primetime.
What's happening, fellas? It's your boy E to the T here, and it's a brand new year, which means a brand new you, especially in the bedroom. So if you're ready to make 2025 the year to level up where it counts, let me make it a little easier for you. Get yourself some Blue Chew. They've got a chewable tablet that has the same active ingredients as Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, and Staxin. That means you're getting top-tier performance, my boy, without leaving the house. Blue Chew comes right to your front door in a discreet package, so your neighbors won't even know what's going on. But you will. No doctor's offices and no pharmacy run. Just licensed medical providers helping you find the right prescription. And guess what? They're made right here in the USA. Oh, and did I mention it's free? Yeah, you heard me. Your first month is free. So what you waiting for? Visit BlueChew.com and get a consultation. And start your year off with confidence to keep things interesting in that bedroom. Get that Blue Chew at BlueChew.com, baby. Let's make this year unforgettable.
This is Josh Woolsey with Woolsey Morecambe. Woolsey Morecambe is your MVP in the legal game. Our team of skilled attorneys tackle personal injury cases with compassion and expertise. With fumbles like a car or truck accident, we're here to seek the compensation you deserve. Right here in Jacksonville, we've successfully won over $100 million and earned a championship-worthy record. When it's game time, you want a team that plays to win. Contact Woolsey Morecambe at 1-800-WOOLSEY. Offices, Jacksonville.
New year, new you equals barbecue. Want to become your own barbecue boss and become a Bono's or Willie Jewell's franchise owner? Well, locally owned and operated for over 75 years, Bono's and Willie Jewell's franchises are your way to own your own business while providing an authentic barbecue experience with Southern hospitality in a neighborhood near you. With over 30 locations, Bono's and Willie Jewell's franchisees have successfully owned their businesses for years with a proven concept that people love. Go to HomeTeamRG.com today to check out smoked for hours, served in minutes opportunity.
This is Tony Baselli, Pro Football Hall of Famer. I was known for protecting our quarterback. These days, I'm extending that protection to a different arena, your home. I have partnered with Heritage Roofing of North Florida, your premier local roofers with over 25 years of experience. Heritage is your go-to roofer for hurricane preparation with same-day inspections and estimates. They also work with all insurance companies. Let Heritage Roofing of North Florida safeguard your home and family. Visit heritagenfl.com for your free estimate today.
State license CCC 1335410.
Hey, Hicken here with a message from Zero Res. Guess what? We love rugs. We'll treat your fine Oriental rugs with tender, loving care they deserve. How about Gerard, the Zero Res rug cleaning manager, one of the few certified master rug cleaners in the state of Florida? If you want your rugs cleaned with tender, loving care, call Zero Res. Right now, have one rug washed and we'll wash a second rug free. That's right. Buy one, the second one on me. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
January 8th, 1986, San Francisco Giants first baseman Willie McCovey is the 16th elected to the MLB Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility.
Homeowners, listen up. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Hey, it's Prosser here, and the Fed has dropped the rates again. The election is over, and Loan Pronto has APRs in the low 5s for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans. If your current mortgage rate is over 6%, or if you're in the process with another lender, don't settle. Call Loan Pronto now for a second opinion. Lock a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. And if you act now, you won't make your first payment till February. This 5-minute call saves homeowners an average of $5,000, lower rates and lower fees. So get your Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. It's Loan Pronto. Call them at 904-999-1508, or you can visit loanpronto.com. That's Loan Pronto at 904-999-1508, loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, on approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
You know, many plumbers won't quote prices over the phone and instead charge a service fee for an in-home estimate. Of course, because they know once they're in your home, you're probably not going to send them away. But Roland Reach Plumbing is different. Roland will give you a price quote over the phone. And there's never a trip charge or service fee for an estimate. So if you've got a leak and can't wait a week and don't like paying unnecessary fees, call on Roland Reach Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE NeoGraft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS.
IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Backup quarterback Mac Jones got some serious reps this year, with Trevor Lawrence being sidelined for a majority of the season. Jones passed for 1,672 yards and threw for 8 touchdowns this season. After their loss against Indianapolis, Jones shared his thoughts on his teammates this season, as well as the direction the team is headed towards in the future.
I think there's some great young pieces and guys under contract, so and coaches too. So I won't really speak on that. I think for today, just tough ending to a tough year, and once again, got a lot of respect for the guys in this locker room, EQ guys, trainers, everybody. So it's been a long run here, but looking forward to enjoying just the time with my friends that I've made on this team.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
My takeaway is nothing we discussed, but something that happened to me last night. Loyal Bama, Georgia, LSU fans says that we got an SEC in the Final Four, and it disgusted me. It did. It really disgusted me that they're cheering for the SEC because Texas is now in the SEC.
I think the majority of them aren't, actually.
Well, I'm telling you, the people that I was talking to last night at the Skull Lounge. They said, we still got one in the SEC. I said, who? Are y'all claiming Texas? Are you for real? the new resident? Y'all claiming that? The
newbie.
That disgusts me.
They hate it.
I had a problem with that, bro.
Did I hear correctly, though? Somebody at Cigars International might have seen you cheering ACC.
Never. It never happened.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Okay.
And if you see it, you slap me right there on the spot.
All right. Well, then I do owe you an apology.
Thank you,
As a matter of fact, I owe you 2 apologies.
I think we heard that, actually. Did we not hear that?
You can hear all you want. I'll never cheer ACC.
Okay.
I'm a hurricane. If they out, then we out.
That's right. I owe you, that's how it always should be. Never, ever should be anything else. But I do owe you an apology because we did have a texter that pointed out Leon said Baker. No doubt I heard him. JJ.
What about
Baker
the guy
Mayfield,
right now
Baker.
for the Redskins?
Yeah,
or for the my fat mouth was talking over
There you go.
I
Play that
apologize.
again real quick.
What about the
Baker
guy right
Mayfield,
now
Baker.
for the Redskins?
Yeah.
Or for the and I apologize again for using the R word.
At least we did the forensic scrub and we made sure that we got it out there. Because JJ, listen. So I told JJ sometimes I can't hear him, so I'm zeroed in on what he's saying, and then I just went right past you, sir. So
It's all good. It's all good.
I double apologize.
I'll give you a ding.
Well done, bro. Yeah. You might even give him a yes, sir, for that.
You got to get a yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, that was the early one with
That's
Hacker.
a good one.
Wow.
I didn't realize how many times we got him to do this.
Oh yeah.
I think we got it with Hack, and then he's been on the show like 4 times.
Exactly.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I mean, my takeaway is, look, this is going to be a long, drawn-out process. So buckle up, man. Get some food, get some drink. It's going to be a long time before they get a coach. This is not going to be something that's going to happen in a week, because if what we're hearing is true and what Prisco has said over and over for a year and a half, that Trent Baalke is not the most liked guy in the league, you're going to have a problem getting a coach. Like, I mean, if you're Liam Cohen, and I know you say this all the time, Joe, there's only 32 of the jobs. But if you're Liam Cohen, why would you take a job going into a situation when you know the guy's going to stab you in the back?
Well, no. Let me make this clear. I say that, which is pretty obvious. There's one of 30, or it is one of 32, which means it is a very prestigious spot. And who in the coaching world doesn't dream of one day being a head coach in the NFL? So that is the pinnacle for a lot of guys. But I have also made it very clear that you need to be cautious, because if you walk into a bad situation, you go from, and I told this to Coach Campo on the podcast, you go from a recently hired coach to a recently fired coach if you're not careful.
Yes.
Yeah. And then what happens? You become a retread.
Right.
And then they make a decision. That guy didn't do so hot,
Right.
And so I do think
exactly where Gerard Mayo is right now.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate because he was put in a bad situation.
Yeah. And it's crazy, though, for Gerard, and we don't know what the situation up is in New England, but for him to be in that building and almost kind of be hand-selected, hey, when Belly goes, we're going to give this job to you. Basically, that's the way the word is up there with Bob Kraft.
And then you're out 11 months later.
And then run him out.
Right.
It's a real bad situation. And so you can look around and go, okay, I have – and these – we're talking about a big fraternity. These are a lot of coaches that talk to one another all the time. And they cross and intermingle on staffs left and right. And so you can just imagine, Leon, there's got to be countless coaches that you've seen either on one staff or maybe work with another. You can go Brinson Buckner, one of your buddies, and don't think for a moment that they haven't talked to somebody else. Hey, what's it like in Duval? You think he'll have something to say about that?
He absolutely has.
He might have something to say about that.
Absolutely, because I mean that defensive grouping was made the scapegoat for the collapse of the team down the stretch. So but you're right. I mean, but Brinson, hasn't been able to find a job because, I mean,
he's got the stank on him.
Yeah, exactly that part. He's in a wasteland right now. Now he's been job after job after job after job. Then he gets here, and then they're virtually let go because of the collapse, a year ago, and now he can't get a job. I mean,
that's real.
And it maybe has a lot to do with the fact that he was here.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I wouldn't put it past Doug to kind of lay out some truth to guys who are interested in this job possibly and calling him and saying, hey, what's it like there? What's it like there with not only the owner, but the GM is, I wouldn't put it past him to say, hey, man, that GM there, in the words of Joe Cowart, is a snake.
Yeah. And by the way, there's enough voices previous to this, and that's why that narrative is out there. And that heck, many people have been either covering the team, been around the team, close to the team, worked for the team, that have had stories.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine if Liam Cohen called Jim Harbaugh would bury him.
Well, yeah.
Probably.
Well, it's no different than when they leave, different teams or whatever.
Right. Yeah, they
and
get
guys
a
are thinking about it. When I was on my way out, hey, sir, what's it like down there?
Oh,
I said stuff. Because I was let go eruptly.
and look, you can't help
and unfairly.
Yes, that part.
You can't, because he was looking for a new contract, and they were just trying to renew. And at that point, let's just be fair here from the team side, they had spent a lot of money. And when you got to 2,000, that's when in the salary cap, you don't have to pay for salary cap sins now like you used to back then. And it was Paul Vance, and I'm pretty sure I have this right. It was TC, obviously.
Michael Hugh, right?
Well, yeah, I believe Hugh was still, him and Paul Vance were both managing the contracts. And so both of them kind of had a hand in this, at least as far as I recall. And it was, I would always say it's TC, the GM, that wants to spend for TC, the HC. And so the GM would justify. And Tom would say, hey, we want to give you this, this, and this. And he'd bring in, and he'd reach for a Nickerson, a Carnell Lake, and some of those guys. And then it just became too costly to keep guys like you.
Well,
and even saying goodbye to Brew when they said goodbye.
I mean, we had that window. We had the window to win, and we didn't. Mm-hmm. We had the 4 to 5 year window. You invest, you bring in the free agents, and then see what happens. And we had a nice little run, but then after that was
right. And to Leon's point, they chose poorly. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you choose to pay him instead of paying someone else?
Right. Well, that's when they were going and getting the Bryce Potts of the world.
That's what I'm saying. So they chose poorly.
Yeah. And so, and Wayne Weaver even said it, and I'm just paraphrasing, but he basically said you get drunk on the idea that you can do it, and therefore you push more money into the pile because you're willing to spend because you're that close.
And now they're top 3 again, $40 million.
AFC
Does anybody trust this guy to spend that $40 million?
Well, here's what's happened. Here's the difference. Let's make this the 10-10 take real quick, okay, between then and now.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmaster since 68.
It fires me up.
That was a quick one, man.
It just fires me up because I think about it, it ticks me off. And then as soon as I hear Sonny's, I'm like, oh, man, that sounds so good. And so you can enjoy a good Sonny's meal. They serve it to you fast. They smoke it slow, and they make sure that you get a good experience. Lunch, dinner, especially right now, you're starting thinking about dinner, check out Sonny's. But just to put it in good context, this team went to the playoffs 4 straight years in the 90s. They've not done anything like that since then. So what was happening then? The norm was the postseason. They were what you would describe as a perennial playoff team. You know what perennial means. Every single year they're going back. And I'm looking at Leon because he knows he was there. Now it's become a perennial top 5 drafter. That sucks. They went from we're in it every year to we're picking top 5 every year. And you can't do that. They just came out of picking after back-to-back number 1 picks. They were able to pick in the 20s. They did that when they were selecting Anton Harrison. They did that when they were selecting Brian Thomas Jr. And guess what's happened? They're right back to a top 5. That is a perennial loser. On a regular basis, you are not getting it done. 2 9-8 seasons. Yeah, we thought we had something. You thought Duval was being reconstructed, the revitalization of Duval, and it just obviously did not stick.
Bro, those 4 straight playoff seasons?
Yeah.
Since then, it's only happened twice that they've had back-to-back winning seasons.
Well, just
twice.
Yeah, but just also to put it in context.
One of them was most recently.
Yeah.
9-8.
Right. To put it in context, they went from 4 playoff seasons in 4 years to 4 playoff years in 3 decades.
Right, I get that part. I'm saying like winning seasons.
I want you to hear that.
I heard it.
Okay? 4 in 4 years to 4 in 3 decades. That's awful. That's where it's gone.
Should have taken advantage of those 2 AFC championship games.
05,
07. I'm looking at you, bro. Y'all should have taken advantage of that.
05, 07, 17 to 22.
I agree.
Instead of 96, 97, 98, 99.
I'll
give you another number.
That thing too.
If I can find this real quick, it's something that we'll definitely get in on tomorrow a little bit more. By the way, Matt, you are headed off to playoff land. So say where you're going, just so we know.
Leaving for Fort Lauderdale tonight, the Orange Bowl.
Okay.
Be back Friday morning.
Okay, so say something about the game, like while I'm looking for this.
Well, I didn't know we were actually going to get into the college football playoff.
I just want you to bring it up.
Jag-centric right now.
It is, but I was just asking.
Penn State and Notre Dame, a very, very good game. Notre Dame's hot, man. It's hard to pick against Notre Dame right now. They're playing very well defensively. They're not like you look at that defensive line. Mm-hmm. They average like 265 a man. They're not that big.
I'm worried that Penn State can manhandle them.
Right, I agree with that. But they play way better than their size.
And guess what else?
And they find fits in the run game and they stop. They make big plays.
They're organized. And they play with passion.
It's organized. I think offensively they play smart. They don't turn the ball over. Riley Leonard, since that loss to NIU, has 32 touchdowns and 5 turnovers. Mm-hmm. So they're playing smart, and they're playing good defense. And typically those teams eventually run into a wall, like a talented Penn State team. I don't know if it'll happen now. I mean, it may not happen until the championship game against Ohio State.
I love it.
Yeah, while you're down there, tell the Orange Bowl I'm waiting on my invitation to the Hall of Fame.
Bro, I've tried.
No, I need you to try again.
We're trying to hurricane.
At this point, it's got to be you talking to Mario.
Listen, I don't have to beg I don't want to beg to get in.
He refuses to do that.
Oh.
And by the way, I'm with him. He does not need to beg. You know what we're going to do? We're going to get the embassy.
Well, he's got to be like College Football Hall of Fame. He's also got to be in you got to be in the league in the Canes too, man.
Well, he's there.
I'm in the Canes Hall.
He's a Hurricane Hall of Famer.
But are you on the stadium?
Not yet. No.
But you're All-American.
I am. I'm in the rafters.
All right.
I'm not in the building.
All right.
Rafters count. It's XL Primetime. Let's say hello to our man, Hayes Carline.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. Find the coolest cats in town at coolcatsjacks.com.
So the embedded and shredded, you think you can get on that? I know you got a lot of things
absolutely.
a lot of fires to put out here in
Number
Duval.
one
Take
right
care
now.
of that,
On
man.
the list.
If anybody can, right?
So I was just going to make the point that team that Leon played for made 4 playoff years in 4 straight seasons.
Yeah.
And they've made it 4 times since then in 3 decades.
Hard to believe.
Yeah. So when you think about that, that's how bad. So we have gone from what was a perennial playoff performer to now a perennial top 5 picker, which is what we are. That's how deep they have fallen into an abyss right now.
Yeah, without a doubt. I do think there's been a strong backlash that not only has been here local, but has been obviously national as well. I think you're maybe seeing that backlash take root a little bit in their viewpoint here. So I'm still not getting my hopes overly high because the press conference the other day was just such a debacle. But look, it's not over. It's not too late. Fire him. Fire Trent Baalke. Get him out of the building, and all is right with the world.
And
then you can go get Ben Johnson. I don't know why this is so difficult. That's what's so frustrating.
Because,
about
Carline,
this
we're the
team.
stupid ones and they're the smart ones. That's why.
Of course. Just look at their record. Obviously they know what they're doing. Could there be, could we see Shad get swayed? Like I said, I still have my doubts, but I do think it's being noticed what the perception now. Shad's never been the villain. Mm-hmm. The team has struggled. His record's never been good, but Shad's never been the villain. Yeah. Shad is the villain now.
Yeah. But I love what you're saying, and I want to believe you, and I'll kneel at the football gods and pray for the same thing. But you said hopefully he hears it. Who is he going to hear it from? Because he already said when one of you in the presser and you were right there asking the questions, he said he leans on Ethan Waugh along with Trent Baalke for football advice.
Yeah, but
that's in the building.
I definitely think that. I definitely think obviously, and by Shad's own admission, he said we're lean as a football operation. But I think it's been. You'd have to be in almost complete isolation to not have a sense of how this is being received.
That yacht can provide a lot.
Basically on every front. The ticket sales front, the national media front, the local media front. I'm sure their sponsors are not overly thrilled with it, which, isn't, they're probably not calling Shad, but they're making it known.
Yeah.
And that's working its way up. So again, will it matter? I don't know, but I do think that the backlash has become palpable enough to where it could change things as they existed in that press conference where he basically acted like he'd been brainwashed by Trent Baalke.
Carlin, is he invested in the entire what it takes to build a winning franchise?
His heart has always been in the right place, but he's never grasped the game. He's never gotten that you're at a table with 31 other people trying to win the Lombardi Trophy.
They're trying to beat you.
That's what I think he's never really grasped that.
Right.
And I don't think that's ever he wants to win and he is willing to spend and that's fantastic. But he's certainly never going to be consumed with how are we going to win the Super Bowl.
Right.
And his actions, again, how he's handled Trent Baalke is Exhibit A. Again, it's firing your general manager. That's on a scale of 1 to 10 as an NFL owner. That's a 4. It happens all the time. So it's not like it's this massive task. And again, it's just unfair to your new head coach. And again, that's why I think you're going to see resistance.
You know what I don't doubt? You're going to fight this good fight for the next couple of hours.
I'm going to do my best. Okay. We'll have a lot of fun coming up on the Frenzy Show. There's a pretty good team in Gainesville.
Yeah, there is.
So we'll talk a little bit about that.
Rock bottom,
but yeah, tons of Jaguars, tons of Gators basketball and so forth coming up on what should be a very fun Frenzy Show.
All right, Hayes, France, they got it going.
Don't you guys do that Don't take that exit ramp. You stay on the Jags, man.
Yeah. Listen, I want him to fight the good fight. Listen, I don't doubt Hayes.
I love when he fights the good fight.
I don't doubt Hayes. And there was a time when I didn't doubt they were going to clean house. When we say goodbye.
Bringing sports talk to the First Coast. This is 1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
It's New Year's resolution time, like fixing that leaky faucet, unclogging that drain, or getting your AC ready for the summer. Start the year off right with Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. Call us today at 904-862-6769. Because when you're stuck, call the Duck.
Looking for a new or used firearm? Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach will get you locked and loaded. New firearms coming in weekly and always looking for used guns. No lines and no waiting. Online at beachesjewelryandpawn.com.
New year, new club. This is Joe C., and I'm proud to be a member of Southampton. And with the popularity of golf, getting a tee time is tough. But with membership comes member privileges. Enjoy clubhouse dining, expanded practice area, focusing on all parts of your game. And right now, you can join with an annual commitment and get a $1,000 discount, plus $500 of Pro Shop credit. All the details are online at golfsouthampton.com or call 287-PLAY and make a tee time today at the Golf Club of Southampton.
You see it at the stadium or watch it on TV. He gets to watch the coach's film.
I'm Jeff Logman, and I'll tell you what I saw on Check the Tape Tuesday.
Brought to you by Napa Auto Care. Check the tape.
10 to noon on 1010XL.
Hey, sports fans, it's Hayes Carline from MyBookie. Hope everyone had a profitable NFL regular season. Betting with MyBookie, the college football playoff marches on with the football Final Four. Notre Dame is favored by 1.5 over Penn State Thursday night. The over-under for this game at MyBookie is 47 points. This matchup suggests a relatively close contest, and we know anything can happen. We're taking a look at betting the over here on points total. Friday night, Ohio State is the favorite team by 6 points against Texas. I'm going Longhorns here in a bit of an upset, but that's a lot of points. 6 points, I like Texas there. If you haven't signed up yet, sign up now at MyBookie and still get a 50% deposit bonus. That's half your money back on your first deposit up to $1,000. Your promo code is 1010XL. That's promo code 1010XL for a 50% deposit bonus. So make yourself some cash with MyBookie. And don't forget that promo code 1010XL.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Ammon, you're always talking about how clean air is healthy air. I've had this cold for weeks. Can cleaning my air ducts actually help?
Well, Dad, I'm not a doctor, and let's be honest, you probably caught that cold from one of your grandkids. But I can tell you this, the cleaner your air, the better you'll feel.
Makes sense, but what do air ducts have to do with it?
Your ducts are like the lungs of your home. If they're full of dust, allergens, and who knows what else, all that junk gets blown into the air you breathe, especially now that the heat's running. And the EPA says improving indoor air quality can reduce health risk.
So you're telling me my vents are working harder than my immune system?
Exactly. That's why Zero Res is here. We're NADCA certified, and our truck mount system is the most powerful in the industry. Right now, we're even offering $100 off your total for January.
All right, sign me up. If it makes me feel better and keeps your mom off my back, I'm all in.
Good call, Dad.
Zero Res.
Spelled border backwards. It's the right way to clean.
CEROREC. Zero Res.
Happy New Year from Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie here. Start 2025 off right by keeping your car running smoothly. Whether you're traveling for work or heading out on a weekend getaway, their